You know that feeling when you're talking to an AI and it seems brilliant one second, but the next it's like it has total amnesia? Well, today we're going to dive deep into the one thing that makes all the difference: memory. This is what separates an AI that just sounds smart from one that truly is intelligent. So let's get into it.
And this quote right here, it's the absolute key. It gets to the heart of why so many AI projects that look amazing on paper just fizzle out. See, it's not about how fancy an AI's vocabulary is. What really matters is its ability to remember, to learn, and this is the big one, to adapt.
So to really get why this is so critical, let's look at a story. It's a story of a common and honestly, pretty expensive AI failure. And it all comes down to overlooking memory.
Okay, so picture this. A company rolls out a brand new AI agent. Week 1, it's a huge success. The thing is fast, it's confident, super fluent, everyone's high-fiving. But then week 4 rolls around. The exact same system failure happens again. And the agent? It acts like it's never seen this problem before in its life. There's zero recognition, no learning whatsoever. Sound familiar?
And that right there, that reveals the big, crucial truth. Without memory, an AI is just a really, really sophisticated parrot. Yeah, it can mimic intelligence, it can repeat things back to you, but it can't actually learn or adapt. And that's why you have to think of memory not as just another feature you can add on. No, it's the foundation. It's the whole bedrock of intelligence.
Okay, so if memory is the key, how do we actually build it? Well, here's where a lot of people go wrong. They think of memory as like a single light switch you just flip on, but that's not it at all. In reality, it's a whole system, a really sophisticated one, made up of 4 totally distinct and totally essential parts working together.
All right, so let's break down these 4 types of memory. Because once you understand how each one works, you've got the blueprint for an agent that doesn't just talk, it actually thinks.
First up, we've got short-term memory. You can think of this as the AI's working memory or its scratch pad. It's all about keeping track of what's happening right now in the conversation, so it can remember what you just said 5 seconds ago and not get totally lost.
And this is so important, because without it, the conversation just falls apart. The agent keeps asking the same questions over and over again, it loses context. It's just frustrating. Short-term memory makes an agent present in the moment, but that alone doesn't make it intelligent. Not by a long shot.
Okay, next up is number 2, semantic memory. The easiest way to think about this one is as the agent's permanent library of knowledge. This is where it stores all the stable, reusable stuff. Definitions, company policies, technical documentation, you name it. This memory is what gives an agent its authority. It's how it answers the question, what does this mean? And without it, an agent just hallucinates or gives you really shallow, useless answers. So semantic memory gives the agent knowledge, but it doesn't give it experience. And this brings us to number 3, episodic memory. Now this is where things get really, really interesting. This is the agent's experience, its personal history. Think of it like a diary that records every single thing that's happened, what the problem was, why it happened, and most importantly, what was learned from it.
This is the absolute game changer. Episodic memory is what allows an agent to answer the question, hey, have we seen this before? Without it, the agent is doomed to repeat the same mistakes forever. It's what turns a basic, reactive agent into an experienced one.
All right, last but not least, number 4, procedural memory. I like to call this the how-to memory. This is the agent's set of instructions, its playbook. It stores the step-by-step workflows, the diagnostic checklists, the safety procedures. It's all about action. So this memory answers the question, okay, what should I do next? It's what makes an agent's actions predictable and reliable. Without it, an agent might be able to explain a problem perfectly, but then act totally inconsistently when trying to fix it. This is what makes an agent both reliable and safe. It's crucial. So we've got these 4 distinct types of memory, but how do they actually work together in the real world? I mean, theory is great, but let's walk through a concrete example to see how this all comes to life. Okay, so here's the scenario. An operations team member goes to an AI agent and asks a pretty common but really critical question. Why did transaction TX45821 fail, and what do I do about it? Now, an intelligent agent doesn't just take a wild guess. It actually orchestrates all 4 memory types in a very specific sequence, kind of like how a human would reason through a problem. It starts by understanding the immediate context, then it recalls past events,
pulls up the relevant rules, and then decides on the safest action.
So first, leaning on its semantic memory, that's the knowledge library. The agent explains the what. It gives the textbook definition. This error means a required value is missing. Clear, consistent, fact-based.
But it doesn't stop there. Next, it taps into its episodic memory, its past experiences, and issues a warning. It says, hey, we've seen this before. If you just retry it immediately, you're going to cause duplicates. Now, that's a lesson that doesn't come from a manual. It comes from experience.
And finally, driven by its procedural memory, the how-to guide, it gives a clear, safe recommendation. First update the data, then reprocess the transaction. Whatever you do, don't just retry it. See? It provides a reliable step-by-step plan.
So, as you can see from that example, it's the combination of all 4 memory types that makes the agent truly intelligent. It's not just looking up an error code, it's reasoning. And that, right there, is the huge difference between a flashy demo and a real, production-ready system you can actually trust. And here's the thing. Most AI demos you see, they really only use the first 2 types of memory. They can hold a conversation, and they can explain concepts. But a true production-grade agent has to have all 4. It has to be able to learn from experience and act responsibly. That's the whole ballgame. Because let's be honest, without that complete memory system, your AI agent is set up to fail. I don't care how advanced the model is or how perfect your prompts are, it's going to forget what it learned yesterday, it's going to repeat failures, and pretty soon it's going to lose all user trust and never really mature.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's simple. If you want to build AI that actually works in the real world, you can't start with the prompts. You have to start with the memory. That's the foundation for everything else.